everyone, this is Katie Punsley. I'm your VILS coach, and I'm going to be talking to you today about a plan that some of your instructional coaches have come up with to ensure that you have supervision for breakout rooms in your Google Meet so that they can be useful to you. Right? So for your breakout rooms, you need to be able to see and hear your students. If you break out into multiple rooms, here's an example of 4 rooms, you can't hear them all. Right? There'll be crosstalk, or you'll have to mute somebody, and that's not conducive to ensuring that students are supervised at all times as they need to be. Right? So another important reminder is that classified staff can't supervise alone, just like in real life. In-person schooling, they need to have a certified staff member with them to supervise, and so that's true of our breakout rooms as well. So a number of us came together who are certified staff, developed this plan so that you can have someone in all of your rooms if you'd like to use them to the best of their ability so that everyone is legally protected. So if you are planning on using breakout rooms, please request and confirm coverage a week in advance. And so you're going to email your directions and information. And, there's a couple different options for what you might use breakout rooms for. It might be group work that's student directed, and that's not going to be as big of a lift for us. That might not require as much directions on our end if we just need to show up and ensure that group members are doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're on task. As opposed to if you're looking for folks to give instruction or do small group interventions, that's going to take more planning. So if that's the route that you choose to go, plan to meet the Wednesday before, and it only has to be for about 30 minutes, but to ensure that the staff member knows the kind of instruction that they need to give, and see if you can find someone who's certified in that area. We'll talk about this in a second. So I'm going to show you what our booking program looks like. It is built into Google Sheets, and it uses something called Shift Scheduler on my end. So you have the instructions page first for staff members and for teachers, and there is a tab there for certification areas. A couple people still need to fill these out, but you should be able to see at a glance who is in the area that you're looking for. And then once you go in, you can actually choose the date that you need someone for. So supposing you're booking me for today, and you need to book me for block 1, that would be first period. You could then put your name next to it, and then Alt enter to add in any additional classes that you need to add me for. Right? And then those will automatically populate and show once this updates when I am now booked. The same thing goes for if you want to add more than one person, you can just copy it over and it will update on here as well. And you can see if you go to our calendars, it should automatically populate an invite that we can accept or deny on Google Calendar. We will get an email a day in advance, but that's not really enough for planning purposes, so please ensure that you're sending that email as well to communicate. And you can see that I asked you to put down blocks and not periods because the way the program is written, it's looking for those time periods during the day. And so since some days have some odd number classes and some days have even number classes, it helps to just put in the block for simplicity on that Google Sheet. So you should be able to see all that in your user view. And then we showed what it looks like when you copy it. Make sure that you send up that follow-up email. It might be helpful to meet 15 minutes before class begins or a little bit earlier that day to debrief the staff member if you are not doing that instructional planning the Wednesday before. So the day of the lesson, plan to meet briefly to prep the staff member with anything else they need. This is not meant to be onerous or time-consuming. It's just meant to ensure clear communication. Make sure whoever the host is who controls the link knows how to separate staff into breakout rooms, because it's going to be on them, the person who enters that Google Meet first, to put the right person in the right rooms and then to assign the students. And then make sure that before you dive into breakouts or into group work, that you go over the directions and expectations at the beginning of class so students know what to do when they get in there. Unless you have really prepared those staff members to guide, we don't know what the expectations for that class or that assignment is. Right, so and even if we do, it'd be helpful to communicate that to the students from their regular ed teacher. Okay, so really communication is key in all of this. The more that you can communicate with us, let us know things in advance, tell us exactly what you're looking for. I think the easier that this will go. This is a soft rollout. There's only a few support staff on that spreadsheet right now, and seeing how this goes and making tweaks and adjustments along the way, we can add more and hopefully have collaboration be a common practice as we wrap up NTI. Thank you so much for listening today.